Alright guys, it's Burt from Soft Tubes, and it's another trailer reaction, and today it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. That's the trailer. We're reacting to it. Let's jump in.
Hello, neighbor.
Okay, was the teaser film trailer? Weird one.
Hey, I'm looking for Fred Rogers. In here.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Please won't you be my neighbor? Hello, neighbor.
Mr. Rogers, I'm here to interview you.
It is so nice to meet you.
You okay?
Profiling Mr. Rogers.
Boyd, please don't ruin my childhood.
This piece will be for an issue about heroes. Do you consider yourself a hero?
We are trying to give the world positive ways of dealing with their feelings.
Yeah? Like what?
There are many things you can do. You can play all the lowest keys on a piano at the same time.
You love broken people. Like me.
Sometimes we have to ask for help, and that's okay. I think the best thing we can do is to let people know that each one of them is precious.
Hey, Mr. Rogers! It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Please won't you be my neighbor?
That was wonderful.
Here's the thing. I'm Australian, and I grew up grew up in the 90s and stuff. Mr. Rogers is not part of my childhood or life, essentially. Like, Mr. Rogers is one of those things I never got really influenced by I never got introduced to. I never really saw it. Everything I know of Mr. Rogers is part of the cultural zeitgeist. It's because of that. Like, it's such a weird thing for me watching this trailer because I have never seen any of it. But haven't seen nothing. I don't know exactly like anything. I couldn't tell you what happens in the show. But this trailer still connects with me on this weird level where Mr. Rogers is so much a part of Western culture that even I, someone who's never seen it, have this weird thing where I'm like in my head, I'm just like, I feel like I know Mr. Rogers. It's such a strange thing to occur. And I think it can only occur with someone like this. Someone who is so, is so pure. And that isn't to say maybe there were skeletons in the closet there somewhere. Like, I never discount this fact that what we know, especially of celebrities, is not necessarily the whole picture. But everything that's ever come out, everything we've seen of him, he was a great guy. And so it's something where that you can have this weird thing where I felt emotional watching this trailer about someone I don't know anything about, essentially, except for that we're a nice person. But there's still just something that resonates from that with someone like me, and it's weird to have that feeling. I was sitting there the whole time like, I kind of want to cry, like tear up at this, but I don't know why, because I don't know anything that this is dealing with or talking about. It's so strange. Tom Hanks is perfect for this role because Tom Hanks is almost the same level of nice guy. never heard anything bad about him. So you just kind of like have to take it like, if there's skeletons in the closet, he's either they're not that bad or he's really good at hiding them, which is insane in a day like this. So like, he is so perfect, because he's another one that like culturally you just have this affiliation with, you just connect with. He just has this demeanor that you just go, yeah, totally, whatever, yep, totally. I'll listen to this guy, whatever he has to say. He give me life advice, and I'll just be like, yep, I will listen to it. It's so weird. I saw this trailer had come out, and I wasn't sure if I was going to watch it or not, because I was kind of like, I don't really know Mr. Rogers very well and all that sort of stuff. But I was like, no, I'll watch it. I saw a bunch of people saying like it looks really good and Tom Hanks is perfect. I'm like, okay. I'm glad I did. It makes me feel good. Which, in a way, I want to say that this is kind of cheating when it comes to film. It's cheating to take something that is going to absolutely create an emotional response in people and shoving it in a thing. Mr. Rogers is going to create an emotional response. Unless you absolutely screw it up, you're gonna make people feel something really deep. So it's kind of cheating to make a movie about that, because even if it's not a good, well-made movie, people are going to come out and just going like, yeah, Mr. Rogers, I liked it. Like, to me, it's going to be similar to Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know anyone who's a Queen fan that came out of Bohemian Rhapsody and didn't at least like it on some level. It's not a well-made movie, but because it has that connection to something that's important to them, they connect with it. And they go, look, I feel like I understand more now, and I'm part of this now. And I reckon this is the same. This could be a really badly made movie, but I don't know whether that's going to matter, because it's, and yeah, I'm saying it's cheating, but it's kind of not as well. It's wrong of me to say it's cheating, because that's how films are made. Films are made by taking things you know are gonna get certain responses and using them. Tropes are built on that. That's why tropes exist, because they're very easy ways of transmitting certain information. And that's basically what you do here is, yeah, you take Mr. Rogers because you know what response you're going to get, and you pump on that. You just go for that, because that's the response you want. It is risky in that if they screw it up, it could backfire pretty hard, but they would have to screw up pretty badly. From this, it doesn't look like they've done that. I think they're going to find it's going to be a safe film. It's not going to break any boundaries. It's not going to be any big revelations. It's not gonna really do anything in particular except just be a film about Mr. Rogers, and that's totally fine. Whether or not this is a movie people remember in a few years' time is also beside the point, really. Which sucks, because in a way it should matter, given that this is a commercial product. This isn't just like, oh, we really love Mr. Rogers, we want to put it out. Like, there will be some part of that, people who worked on this who just loved him and didn't want to do something with that. But it's a commercial product. It's made by a studio. It's made by Sony, I'm pretty sure I saw. I didn't really pay that much attention to that. So it's commercialized. So it's meant to sell. It's going to sell tickets. It's got to put people in seats. And it kind of sucks, because it would be nice to just be able to fully take on the positive emotions of it, but there's still that underlying greed to it, which is kind of a weird thing, because it so goes against Mr. Rogers as a person and as an ideal. Because, let's face it, he has ascended beyond being a simple person in our culture. He is absolutely an ideal. I don't know if I've ever met anyone who would ever be like, I don't like Mr. Rogers. He had a message that, in its own way, was kind of safe enough that you couldn't argue with it. He didn't push necessarily any boundaries, but he went for a nice message that just, if you argued with, you're the absolute worst kind of person. Which, yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's such a strange thing. I feel so weird after watching this trailer now. It's I don't know how I want to feel right now, because it is such a strange experience for me. I don't know. So Yeah, let me know what you guys think of this in the comments below, especially if you know more of Mr. Rogers than I do. I know very little. I would be really interested to know if this resonates with people the same way. If you have, and also if you are like me and have no connection with Mr. Rogers at all, aside from culture, let me know how this makes you feel as well. Like, I'm interested to know if this is just for me. There's something here that is actually resonating more than it would for someone else. I don't know. It's really interesting. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you did like this video, you can hit the like button and the dislike button for if you didn't like it. And if you're new to the channel and you want reactions and stuff, because there's a lot of reactions happening at the moment. I will say, I've been doing multiple videos a day lately because of Comic-Con. Normally I try to do one a day weekdays, and then weekends will sort of vary a little bit. But it does vary a lot depending on what's coming out and stuff like that. So this sort of pace I've been pushing a little bit to keep up. Especially because I've got like work and stuff like that. So I've got to like fit all this stuff in around everything else I do. But yeah. So hopefully I can keep up with a lot of this. But yeah, it's really good. But yeah, if you like this stuff, make sure you subscribe. And if you really want to know when it comes out, as it comes out, you can hit the bell to send you the message or whatever. I've got it on a couple things. It's weird. YouTube will randomly send me emails about when certain people upload, but not every time. I don't know how it works. It's just like I get an email, I'm like, oh, cool, Funhouse has uploaded a new video. And then 3 weeks, I don't get another email. It's very strange. I don't know how it works. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully this does resonate with you in some way or another. It's kind of cool when those things happen, but if not, that's totally fine. But anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
It's all lollipops and rainbows. We don't do lollipops and rainbows. We know those are pretty colors that just hide what the world really is. Black and white.
Soon thou shalt save us.